People say that that women have two roles in gaming industry traditionally, and I think it applies to today as well. Um, the role of women is to make beds on the one hand and to lure men in on the other hand. There was a really wonderful woman, Nevadan, who used to say Nevada rides on the backs of poor women. And that's certainly true of the gaming industry. The housekeeping, back of the housework, the work of the kitchen, the work in the laundries is all done by women. And then on the other side, and it is backbreaking labor. One of the most interesting things in researching the book is just coming to be more familiar with how hard maid work is. For instance, you go in and clean 15 rooms a day, and it's getting harder because if you've been in a hotel, the beds are bigger, the duvets are heavier, there are more pillows, there are more amenities, there's irons and hair dryers and all that needs attention. That wasn't necessarily there 20 years ago, and it is one of the top two most dangerous most dangerous job categories in the United States because there's so many injuries, back injuries, shoulder, knees, all kinds of injuries associated with housekeeping. So that on the one side, and on the other side then are people like cocktail waitresses and very skimpy uniforms that provide the sexual allure and have always provided sexual allure for taverns and bars and now casinos. And it's fascinating to read the accounts of early gaming in some of the big gaming moguls like Benny Binion, who talk about money and beautiful women zinging together like magnets. And I'm not sure if it's true or not true, but gaming has consistently felt that beautiful women, very skimpily dressed, are key to bringing people into their casino. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but that's the idea. If you're in northern Nevada, which is in general not unionized, you begin at minimum wage, which is $8.25 an hour, and tiny raises like 10 cents a year, 25 cents a year, and in consequence, you can't really live on that amount of money. So in consequence, people work 1.5 jobs, 2 jobs, and have a very hard time making ends meet. In Las Vegas, which is highly organized, people often don't know that Las Vegas is a big union town. It's like Detroit or San Francisco, big union town. And their maids start at $13 or $14 an hour and have a beautiful benefit package. The New York Times calls it the Rolls Royce benefit package. It's certainly better than my benefit package. It's free to the member and free to his or her family. So the conditions are greatly different in the two cities. For cocktail waitresses in northern Nevada, they also make minimum wage, but they get tips. And in smaller casinos, you really have to work hard for tips. And cocktail waitressing is also heavy labor. You can imagine carrying that tray, that may weigh 20, 25 pounds. You're wearing heels, you're hiking many miles a night. So a cocktail waitress in northern Nevada can make, we interviewed people who were very proud to make $35,000, $40,000 a year. In Las Vegas, the tips are higher, and cocktail waitresses who have a good shift and a good area of the casino can make well over $50,000–$60,000 a year. The union is, it's interesting. It's the culinary union, which is part of Unite Here, which is the international union. It has 60,000 members in Las Vegas, and that's one of the largest, if not the largest local in the country. Unions sometimes are a mixed bag, but the culinary union really is grassroots, and this is in large part, I think, due to the women's activism. They really care about the families. That's one reason why they fight so hard for the benefit package. In Las Vegas, they've developed what they call the Culinary Academy, where you can go, if you're a brand new employee, you can go and get trained in, to become a housekeeper. If you're already an employee, maybe you're working in the kitchen, you can go and get trained to become a sous chef, say, or some higher position. If you need help with immigration status or with English language, you can go and get help and go to classes and that sort of thing. They've elected several of their own members to the legislature, and they are quite powerful politically. I think that probably Obama's election, the fact that Nevada has been blue for the last two presidential cycles, is largely due to the union and its ability to get its members and their families out to vote. It's a very politically conscious union. I think if you're interested in an area, finding out what really makes an area, a state, a city tick, one of the very best ways to do it is to look at the economy and what the life of working people is in that. And I'm a big admirer of Studs Terkel and his interviews with working people. Like, if you were in Detroit, you would want to find out what the auto industry was and talk to auto workers. If you were in in Central California, you'd want to find out about corporate agriculture and interview farm workers. And in Nevada, if you want to find out what makes the state go, you research the gaming industry and what it means to the thousands and thousands of people that work in it. And in that case, and for me, especially women, because I really do believe that women are key to the gaming industry, and so much of their lives are invisible and disrespected. Like a maid, the big corporate heads, like Steve Wynn or Sheldon Adelson are not disrespected, but a woman that works as a maid is disrespected. And I think that's a terrible thing, because people work tremendously hard. They work for the casino, and they work for their families, they work for the community, and so that means a lot to me to be able to share their stories.